Hi everybody, Craig LaMere here, Moss Studios. This month my article is really about a shoot that I went on. I have a really cool client. All her sons are boxers and they're all pretty good. So when they get to a certain level, their mom always schedules them a session and we'll go on location somewhere. You know, sometimes it's in their boxing gym, sometimes it's in some crappy location. But either way, she's always booking one. And so her son Austin came up and we booked her session. She wanted to do it in the gym that he trained in. And I hadn't actually ever saw it. So and I'm like, okay, cool, let's do this. And so the article is all about kind of the adventure going into this place I'd never been to and having to figure out, okay, how am I going to get the shots that I want to get? You know, how am I going to create the things I have in my head with the different challenges in the gym? You know, probably the first challenge, it was really, really poorly lit. Obviously, it's a gym. They don't care about light. So I made sure that I brought enough strobes. If I had to light up, the place, I would be okay. And then before going into it, I kind of had an idea. I thought about a gym area, and so I thought about the modifiers I'd want to use. More than likely, the gym was going to be pretty rough and tumble, and so I'd want my modifiers to be like that. So I'd want a little bit harder light. So I brought 7-inch reflectors. I brought beauty dishes. And I brought strip lights, because I figured all those things would be something that I would use to create, the looks that I want. When I got into there, I didn't really have an understanding of how tight the quarters were. It's not a lot of room, and the room that there is, that they obviously utilize a lot. So there's heavy bags all over the place, and so trying to light it was a challenge. Trying to get lights that I wouldn't see inside the shot, but at the same time being able to get enough light on my subject, especially with the rim lights and the accent lights. Those are the hardest ones to try to place. And in the article, I kind of will diagram how we placed those and what we did with those. I wanted to really capture movement. So I had to think, okay, I have to shoot at this certain speed in order to freeze things. But then I also wanted to show a little bit of motion blur. And so I talked about in the article how I was able to achieve motion blur with some of it. Because I really wanted, when he's punching that speed bag, I really wanted to see the bag move, or at least give you guys an idea of what it looked like when it moved. And so I talked about the different techniques that I use for that. Another one of the challenges was we had so many different colors going on in the place that is really, you would get color cast based off of where you were putting your strobes at. And, how do we figure, that out? How do we correctly white balance all that stuff in together to get a good final product? So, like I said, the article really encompasses a real-world shoot. I talked to you guys in all my articles mostly about stuff in a studio, a little bit about stuff, outside, but never have we really taken on a real-world challenge. And so it's going to be really nice for you guys to see all the stuff that I've talked about leading up to this, how you implement it into the real world. So I really hope you guys get something out of the article, and I'll talk to you guys next month.